The next topic is physical properties of elements. The first important physical property of element is atomic radius. Did you remember atomic radius? You learned atomic radius from class 10th. Okay, and here this topic is just continuation of that. What do you mean by atomic radius? Distance between center of nucleus of an atom to outermost shell of an atom is called atomic radius. We know that atoms are spherical. According to Bohr model, atoms are spherical. Protons are concentrated at the center called nucleus. And the last shell is called valence shell. Valence electrons are present on valence shell. And what is atomic radius? The distance between center of the nucleus to the outermost shell, the electrons of the outermost shell, and this distance is called atomic radius. Ra, atomic radius. Clear? For example, chlorine. What is atomic number of chlorine? 17. Electronic configuration is 2, 8, 7. And we can draw the Bohr model of chlorine. In Bohr model of chlorine, 17 protons are present at the center of nucleus. 17 protons, positive charge. Okay, then 2 electrons revolve around K shell. Then 8 electrons around L shell. Then 7 electrons around M shell. Okay, and this is the Bohr model of chlorine. And what is the atomic radius of chlorine? Take this distance from nucleus to the outermost shell, and this distance gives the value of radius of chlorine. Okay, like this you can find out atomic radius of different element. Okay, and depends on the atomic number, radius of the element also will change. But we know that size of the atom is generally very small. All atoms and the size is very small. So it is difficult to find out directly the distance between center of the nucleus to the outermost shell. Okay, for example, cricket ball we can easily find out it, because cricket ball is a big object. So taking the diameter, and half of the diameter will give the radius of cricket ball. Or football also we can find out it. Both are spherical shape. But size of atom is very small. They are spherical, but the size is very small. So it's difficult to find out the diameter of atoms. But we can find out size of chlorine or size of any atom by an indirect method. Let's see how to find out radius of chlorine by using indirect method. Chlorine exists in the nature in the form of Cl2 molecule. Chlorine generally exists in the nature in the form of molecule Cl2. How it is formed? 2 chlorine share the electron and form Cl2. How many electron around chlorine? How many valence electron? Chlorine is atomic number 17. So electronic configuration is 2, 8, 7. So total 7 valence electron around chlorine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like the second chlorine also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Both are unstable. For getting stability, they undergo sharing. Chlorine share the electron of second chlorine, and the second chlorine share the electrons of first chlorine. Okay, and after sharing, both the chlorine will get 8 electron. See here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Like that, second chlorine also will get 8 electron. And this sharing and this bonding is called covalent bond. Okay, so we can draw the covalent bond molecule like this: one chlorine atom and second chlorine atom. Okay, and this area indicates sharing. And here the center of chlorine, next chlorine center here, and this distance is called internuclear distance. Internuclear distance. Distance between two bonded atoms are called internuclear distance. And this distance we can easily find out from experiment. Okay, internuclear distance is not like atomic radius. Internuclear distance can be easily find out from experiment, and experimentally the value is found that 398 picometer. The experimental value of internuclear distance between two chlorine atoms is 398 picometer. Okay, and this value is getting from experiment. And from this value, how we can find out radius of chlorine? Just take the half. Take the half of the value. See, take the half of internuclear distance, and that value will give size of chlorine. So take the half. What is the value? 199 picometer. So 199 picometer is called the radius of chlorine atom. So this is the indirect method for finding the radius of atom. Take the internuclear distance between two bonded atom and take the half of its value. Okay, for generally how we can write? For example, if two atoms A and A, two atoms, one is A, second atom is also A. Okay, and the bonding should covalent bond. Okay, so what is the radius of A? How to find out radius of A? Take the internuclear distance. Internuclear distance you will get from experiment. Okay, internuclear distance will get from experiment. Experiment you can find out it. Divide by 2, and that value is equal to radius of one atom A. Radius of A. Clear? But the condition is that both should form through covalent bond, and both atoms should same. A and A both should same. Okay, and this radius, the radius calculated like this method is called covalent radius. Covalent radius. The radius calculated from internuclear distance in covalent molecules are called covalent radius, and this radius is applicable only for covalent molecules. Okay. The next type of radius is called metallic radius. For example, copper, potassium, sodium metals cannot form covalent bond. So how to find out radius of this atom? And we cannot find out radius of these atoms from covalent radius. Why? Because metals generally will not form covalent molecules. Many non-metals are forming covalent molecules. Okay. So like this metal, we can use metallic radius. For example, copper. In copper solid, there are many copper atoms, and the shape of copper atoms are spherical. Copper atoms are spherical. And how they are connected? They are connected through metallic bond. The connection between copper atoms through metallic bond, not sharing. Okay, not covalent, metallic bond. So it's very clear, in metallic compounds metals are connected through metallic bond. Then how to find out the radius of one metal? Take the internuclear distance between two spheres and take the half, just like covalent radius. But the difference is, in covalent radius, atoms are connected through covalent bond, but in metallic radius, atoms are connected through metallic bond and there is no sharing. So chlorine, see, chlorine is like this, sharing, and this distance in the nuclear and half is covalent radius. But in the case of copper and copper connected through metallic bond. So out of covalent and metallic radius, which is bigger? Metallic radius. So metallic radius is generally found greater than covalent radius. See the distance, because here no sharing, so two complete sphere are touching each other, but here there is a merging, merging of spheres, so distance will reduce. So metallic radius is found more than covalent radius. The next type of atomic radius is van der Waals radius. Especially van der Waals radius is used for noble gases, because we know that noble gases will not form covalent or metallic bond, they are inert. And how these noble gases are connected? For example, one atom of argon is connected through second argon atom through a weak force called van der Waals force. Weak force called van der Waals force. Name of that weak force is van der Waals force. Okay, so this distance will give an idea about radius of argon, and that radius is called van der Waals radius. And from the picture it is very clear, van der Waals radius is greater than metallic radius, greater than covalent radius. So van der Waals radius is found to be higher than other radius.